Let's bring in Byron Deeter. He is the partner at Bessemer Venture Partners. Byron, it's great to have you. So what do you think changes in 2026?
Wonderful to be back. And this is the extension now of the AI build. And we can just look back at the cloud story to see how this plays out, which is the fundamental pieces go in first, which is the data centers, the compute, and then the core infrastructure foundational layers, in this case, the foundation models. And then 1,000 flowers bloom on top. It's the upstack applications. And so as you look at the coming trillions of dollars of data center spend, going from about $550 billion a year to $1 trillion a year shortly, there's about a 9x multiplier that comes for implied enterprise value of software because they are the downstream customers of the data centers ultimately. That's the bet we're making, which is the build that's coming. And ultimately, if you roll it forward to the $5 trillion of combined spend over about the next half dozen years, that implies about $45 trillion of software and application layer value that should be coming down the next several years. And that's the bet that we think is the next most exciting bet to make.
I wonder if does that lift some of the worst performers that we've seen this year. Adobe's down 20%, Salesforce is down 22%, Workday down about 18%, all on this, software versus AI trade.
So I do think that first-gen cloud and software as a service is oversold, but it's not obsolete. And so there's going to be a separation there. Who are the beneficiaries of AI that are going to lead the next cycle versus those that aren't going to make the transition? And so if you look at a ServiceNow or a Viva, I think those are names that are really interesting to watch to see how they incorporate AI. And I think that there's a little bit of value left there, that they're under their peer group. You look at some companies like a Cloudflare, an AppLovin, even a Snowflake, and at their current values, they're the high flyers in this kind of Gen 1 ecosystem. And I have to argue the opposite, which is that perhaps they are overvalued relative to their point in time and the challengers that are coming. And the Databrickses and the ClickHouses may be more interesting bets for this next cycle.
But I would assume there's companies that we've yet to even hear from, conceivably. I mean, if there are going to be hundreds of applications and thousands of agents, I would assume it's not just the names that you just mentioned.
Very much so. And that's the interesting bet that will start to reveal itself. So everyone knows the OpenAI, the Anthropic, the XAI, Google Gemini. That's wave one and step one. These foundation models are now in place. We do think there's continued growth there. They could double, triple, 4x over the next several years and be fantastic outcomes. However, it is that entire layer of next-gen companies that are starting to be built on top. And there's this narrative in the market that the foundation models are going to do everything and that their agents and agentic worlds and frameworks are going to take over all of software and eat it all. I don't buy that at all, nor do we at Bessemer Venture Partners. It's not going to be a four-vendor ecosystem for all of software in eternity. There's going to be this wave of companies being built, and we're just starting to see those now. I don't think those are going to be your IPOs in 2026, but I do think by the end of 2026, some of those transitional companies like the Canvas of the world, et cetera, may be candidates. And then for 2027, we're going to see some of those AI native application companies really burst onto the scene for the public's investors to bank on.